It's Madden NFL 24, and featured this week is C.J. Mosley, who had a strong showing last week with an 8-tackle game. It's the Jets and the Eagles, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
Time for this defense to try and stiffen as they'll try here to defend a 1st and 10 situation at their own 17-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far.
Well drilled. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin White defeating the offensive line and getting to the quarterback.
We'll talk about a rhythm breaker right there. They've been moving the ball well. Drive it started beautifully. That one's going to hurt.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Julian Okwara, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
On for the field goal, a 45-yard attempt.
The kick by Pinheiro is good, and the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like big early 3rd down here for this defense as they look to hold on and force a field goal try.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And the ball comes out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. That is caught. And he has another 1st down as they get the ball down to the Eagles' 26. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Julian Okwara.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And he'll go down at the 28. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good...
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10.
The Jets take it over again. Breece Hall making his way out with the offense.
We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe.
2nd and 10.
To throw is Rodgers.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Complete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hurts.
This is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, so what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0. Then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Now Hurts going to shift him around a bit. Back to throw again. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
That's out quickly to Bateman.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Here's Hurts to throw. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. Barkley, inside handoff. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
2nd down. Here's Barkley again.
And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 37.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the PI decline, and that'll give him a fresh set of downs.
And when you scout tight ends, one thing you want to know, just how strong they are. And we saw it in evidence there. He was able to fight through all the contact and still secure the football.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
11 yards there, just like last play.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch there.
And he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Not quite enough to get into the end zone, but what a nice play there. He makes the catch, tries to turn upfield and get to the pylon, but doesn't quite get there. But they're going to be set up with a...
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Saquon Barkley, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 13-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Jets now to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. On play action, it's Rodgers. That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. He'll take this to the 46.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On play action, Rodgers. And this will be incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Option play, here's Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That play unable to get started thanks to the defense of Quan Alexander. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll run with Hall. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the number 2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball?
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Rodgers will throw for it, and he's got it. All for 2 successful, and that bumps their lead up. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. set up a throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that one, that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so, they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing. So they're left with still 10 to go on third down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well. Keep handing it to him.
You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Rashad Bateman,
25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Eagles have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Elliott good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And New York set to take the field.
Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. Still moving. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A big play that time on the catch and run. And the Jets are going to get a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker.
And the Eagles are right back in this football game.
A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the...
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And the Jets set to take the field. The lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Taking in left side, it's Wilson. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They run it with Hall off the option. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Option play, here's Hall. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Gets around him. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 72 yards for him on the ground now. On that, his 20th carry of the ball game. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They run it with Hall off the option. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Here's Hall again. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Rodgers going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Second and 6 coming up. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that's complete to Brown.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Here's first down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He finds Bateman over the middle. Down, he's got a first, and they are on the precipice of field goal range.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Just the one timeout to work with, but plenty of time on the clock as they come up on first down. Hurts throw complete there to Bateman.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game.
Final minute, one timeout remaining. First and 10. They go play action with Hurts.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth. Elliott good with a PAT, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Jets, 41. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25.
So now Rodgers with a new team, but in a spot he's been before.
Down by 7, 55 seconds remaining. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on first and 10. Now Rodgers.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth.
Here comes second down at 5.
Rodgers to throw.
And that's caught by Williams.
They picked up yardage, but they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. They've got one timeout left. Want to save it.
To throw is Rodgers. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football. They've hit it.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose, and boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. How about the call to come with the blitz there in this situation?
And some of those calls happen just because of what they do on offense. So when they send out a number of people in the pattern, Sometimes they just make a change on defense, say, okay, we'll come after you instead. And that's exactly what they did.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. Well, what a thrilling fourth quarter this one was. Well, at least, I guess, if you're cheering for the winning side, an outstanding comeback, though, that saw them completely take control and change the outcome of this game.
Yeah.
Never leave the house without the pack. Where my at? Take an L and try to double back. We ain't doing that. Say she mad, but I know it's cap. I've been through with that. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Need someone to hype me up. 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 I ain't got it, but they hands to the ceiling. I ain't palm reading, but I got them in they feelings, yeah.
Run it back.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Run it back, 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 run it back. Lost everything I ever wanted, want it back. Got a problem, never run from that. Have fun with that. Get the W, then double back. That shit. Watch how I